Mugdha Pradhan. I am the founder and CEO of iThrive, and I used to be only a functional nutritionist, but now I've actually progressed into helping people with their mental health, with their spiritual connections, and I've helped people build emotional resilience as well. And I've been doing this work with Avinash, who's also sitting here. We were talking about the work we do, we were talking about how we've helped so many people with this, and we just thought maybe it's time we start bringing out our knowledge, our experiences, the stories that we have from within the team and the world that we see. We thought, given the challenging times everyone is living in today, we should kind of start bringing this out so that you can listen to it and you can really make sense of this thing called life. We call this entire work that we do as embracing the human experience. What does it mean to fully live in your body, experience everything, feel every feeling, and try and make sense of the world as you do it and grow while you're at it. So this is us every week sharing our thoughts, our experiences, and our funny stories. And in doing that, we'll also be talking about our relationship, how we've grown with each other, and I hope that helps. So over to you, Avinash. What's this all about for you?
Yeah, hello, my name is Avinash. I am chemical engineer by education, but healer by passion. So I am trying to make sense of life as we see it. And my healing journey started a little late in life. I started realizing that I need to be healthy at the age of 45. And thanks to you, I got involved. I got to introduce to a lot of things related to health more than the physical health. So I now explore the mental aspect of health. I explore spiritual aspect. And with your help, hopefully I'll explore emotional aspect too. So I'm looking forward to this wonderful journey with you, because I want to work on my emotional health. I think it's lagging behind. And that is what we are planning to do, and share all our experiences, all our work with our clients, the case studies that we have worked on so far. So it is going to be a wonderful journey, because it opens up entirely new dimension. It changed my trajectory. Being an oil and gas veteran for 25 years, I decided to shift almost completely into this new realm where I am helping people to heal with your help. And with iThrive, that is what we are building together. So over to you, Mugdha.
So this is the first of this series, and I really would like to talk about my own journey, like what even gives me the authority to help so many other people. See, until 2017, I was just another regular person. I mean, I had talent, I was really good at what I did, but I was really living in what I call now as consensus society, right? Like society living like as a collective, not too much individual thought. I was literally going with the flow. So I was married, I was working full time as an employee. So I was a very good employee, I was a very good wife, I was a good daughter, I was a good sister, I was a good everything. Okay, I was checking off every box that society says you should kind of fill. I think I was also a good daughter-in-law, though my ex-in-laws might disagree with that, but we'll leave that there. But I was good at all of those things, but internally I was like, I'm telling you guys, I was super depressed, okay, to the degree that I would often have suicide ideation, because the life I was living, while externally it looked very beautiful, it didn't make sense to me. It left me very empty, and that's why I would often turn to food to kind of fill that emotional void. Thankfully, I hadn't gotten into alcoholism, because that's something that really numbs you. But I had turned to food to kind of fill that void inside me, and by virtue of that, I'd become 97 kgs. I had an autoimmune condition called Hashimoto's, which was like my body was destroying my own thyroid gland. Okay, that I wasn't speaking up for myself so much that my body decided that, hey, let's destroy everything that's connected to your throat. I had pre-diabetes, my hair, skin. I was in a mess. I was financially broke, mentally extremely unstable. My emotions were highly dysregulated. I would be bullied often. It's hard to believe that someone who was 97 kgs would be bullied, but even at work, so I would put up with a lot of stuff, right? I was everyone's doormat. And sometimes I would get angry about being that, and then I would have these anger outbursts. So I was all over the place emotionally, and I was unhappy basically, right? I was experiencing life as it was happening to me, not as I wanted to experience it. And 2017 was a turning point in my life. There were a lot of things that influenced that turning point, but basically that's when I kind of broke that egg, that shell I was living inside, and that's where my real change started. It's not like the journey is complete. I'm not claiming that I'm fully healed or I'm at a place where like I'm super enlightened and now I'm like Buddha. But I'm definitely at a better place than I was before. I run this beautiful company called iThrive, amazing people. We are doing some incredible work in the world. I mean, our vision is to kind of create a planet free of diseases, to create healthier, happier communities. It's a beautiful vision to have. Financially, I'm like really stable. I mean, there's so much abundance that I can take care of 45 other people, right? And I'm just in a absolutely amazing relationship with this wonderful man here. Like, I feel blessed every time I look at him. And the kind of relationship that I am with him in him, like how we both have grown in this container called our relationship. There's no, like, we are not married, we don't live together. Even saying girlfriend, boyfriend feels limiting to me, but we are together in a relationship, right? So it's like, if I look at, like, we'll talk of these 12 dimensions that we work with even with our clients, but almost every box now feels very fulfilling, right? So it might not look ideal according to society standards, but in my heart I feel very happy about how I'm doing each of these things. So since I've come to this place of where I feel like this, I realize that my experiences, my insights, the tools that I use, right? Like I've literally been researching and learning different ways of doing this, of embracing the human experience itself. And I've amassed quite a few tools, from meditation techniques to breath work to embodiment practices to spiritual practices to working with the occult and energies, from crystals to plants. There are so many things that are part of my arsenal, and I realize that these are things that people don't know about, and providing these tools, providing these techniques, sharing my experiences, kind of showing the way is enough for another person to embark on their own journey. And I've been doing that and it's been working, and that's really what gives me the authority to do this work. I do have my qualifications like my master's degree and all of that, but it's really my life experience that gives me the authority to do this. Avinash has a pretty incredible story similarly, and I would want him to share his, because you should know who we are.
Yeah, Mugdha, I mean, it was incredible, the story that I heard about you, and now that I know of you, it's definitely something out of the blue. I never imagined someone going from all that shit and coming here and doing some amazing work.
I know. I'm awesome. But so are you. So I really want you to share your story.
I know.
Like,
I was a chemical engineer from a premier institute. I joined a big Fortune 500 company and working there, making lots of money. I was in Africa for many number of years. Beautiful wife, 2 lovely kids, and it's like ideal life as you claim your life to be. And somewhere that disconnect happened. Like, it was not something I wanted, or it was not something I meant to do. And then I started to numb that feeling itself with alcohol. Fortunately, in your case, it didn't happen. I used to have a full bottle of alcohol and nothing would happen to me. Like, I couldn't even sleep after that. I mean, yeah, now I look back and I think about it, it's incredible. Like, you can have a full bottle of scotch and nothing is happening to you, just drive home.
And you were like a scotch connoisseur, right? You had different brands.
Different brands and different scotches, and along with that, cigarettes and all kinds of stuff, and nothing was numbing that revolt which was happening inside. What you're doing is not good.
I think if you and I had met at that point of time, we would have been like absolutely repelled by each other, right?
No, because you were busy with your own abundant life.
Drama.
I was busy with my own abundance in my life of alcohol and cigarettes and all kinds of nonsense. Somewhere that feeling didn't numb, and at one point it needs a trigger just to come. So some trigger happened in my life, and I decided to just leave everything. And literally with one bag, with my laptop and a passport, I left the place. I left everything. I left a job which was giving me crores. I left a family. I left a wife. I left kids. I left that social recognition which comes with being married and working in a job. And it happens with men also, right?
Yeah.
I don't get invited to a lot of places where it's all family.
It's all family. Like you know how restaurants have this family section, like that. There are events which are family only. Okay, like let me break it to you. Like especially in India, right? And then often if you're a single woman or a single man, other people find it very awkward to fit you in their events. Okay, so you don't even get invited where it's only family based stuff. You mostly get invited where it's like a couple's thing or just like fun people coming in, hanging out together. But it is how it is. I know what you're talking about. I
had to leave all those things just to address my calling. And at that point of time, the funny thing is I didn't even know what was
your calling,
what was
right?
calling me or what is my calling.
Yeah.
So it was an exploratory journey. Then I started working on my health on my own. I started exploring different things, the world has to offer. And that is where that experiences started coming in, right? So I opened myself, surrendered to the universe. Okay, I am here. You take care of me if you want to. Otherwise, just let me go. And the universe took care of me. It brought those people into my life who changed my thinking, gave me those experiences which changed all about how I look at life and how I look at abundance. Earlier, money was abundance. Now I don't have money, but I feel very content and happy.
You do have money, true, like
not the way
in comparison.
I used to, right?
You used to have all these fancy watches.
I have this chauffeur-driven car and fancy watches and flats in Mumbai and all that.
Did you have like gold chains and all also?
Yeah, I used to wear a big bracelet and big gold chain. I used to keep it outside,
to show people like, I have a big gold chain.
I used to wear lots of gold around and wearing branded clothes, but unfortunately none of the branded clothes could fit me because I was overweight. I was obese.
What was your peak weight?
120 kgs.
120, wow.
And nothing of that branded sort could fit me, and I used to get it tailor-made, stitched. So I didn't have a jeans, but I used to wear a 100,000 rupees watch. So that was a kind of abundance I had. I have abundance of belly, I have abundance of visceral fat. I have abundance of sanity. Even after drinking a bottle of vodka, you could go and drive home and be there, do your work. I remember I couldn't sleep for many months together,
because of
that disconnect which happened. Okay, what I'm doing is not what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
And then traveling and meeting people and getting to know yourself better, I left to the universe. Okay, take care of me, and I surrendered completely. And fortunately, so far so good. I met only nice people. Not that I stuck with all of them, but all of them have added something into my life, and I hope I have added something into their life. I have had my fair shares of relationship of all kinds of, so friends, families, relationship of girlfriends, boyfriend types.
You were somebody's boyfriend.
Yeah, I was somebody's boyfriend. So
I just thought maybe there's an aspect of you that I don't know about.
I am not in that bi category as of now. You never know about future because my world is taken care of by the universe. I don't worry about it anymore. So anyway, so that was how I decided to explore new things. So I started working with startups. I created my own startups of my own. It didn't work. Then I realized I am not that person who makes money or who can create this entrepreneurship kind of thing. But I'm very good at understanding what startups should do or should not do.
Which is what you're doing at iThrive, and you're doing it amazing.
That entire trajectory of how I work, how I create abundance, how I interact with people change. And more than the business or the operations or the entire startup ecosystem, it has helped me understand the psyche more. So then I started exploring that aspect, and when I met you, everything changed. Like entire that experience of getting into deep dive into your own mind and being as vulnerable as anyone can be, it is new to me. Like I was always a person who will hold myself back. Okay, I'm not going to cry, I'm not going to talk, I'm not going to do this. I want to be a man, and men don't cry. Mard ko dard nahi hota, right? We have always been taught that thing. So after meeting you, I started exploring those dimensions. Although I was still working in the oil and gas industries as a consultant, but you offered me a place at iThrive. Okay, become operation consultant, help me scale this up, and
And you were willing to do that for free, I remember. I was like, never work for free, right? So this is something that I believe in, like energy should always have a equal exchange.
yeah, so I got offered, a big grand wage which I used to make in a day in Nigeria. So
Okay, we were small at that time, okay.
right, okay, that is always my complaint.
Right.
I don't get paid even for this podcast. I don't get paid. Right?
Okay, guys, please watch this podcast and subscribe to it, and then from the revenue that's generated, we'll pay Avinash.
Yeah, that is what our media team is telling me. Okay, once our channel becomes
Yeah, monetize our channel so Avinash can
so
get
that
paid.
I can get paid, right? Okay. So apart from the money aspect, the abundance of the love that I experience, the abundance of creative nature of a human being, because I myself don't consider myself a creative person as such. I am more of that operation systems guy who can build and nonchalantly build systems.
Yeah,
around
you need a
any
map
process.
before we leave home, before we go anywhere.
Even talking here impromptu is like another
I
challenge.
can see, right? Like there's like a degree of discomfort. I'm like nicely sitting, folded legs, and like just moving around.
But I'll get used to it. Like I like idea of talking. I just have to forget these cameras and I forget there are people around watching us and directing us, and I'll be comfortable. Don't worry about that. So what has happened during that phase? I learned something called as experiential learning. So you do this lot of courses and you go to listen to a lot of podcasts and lot of foreign courses or Indian courses. So you have been to that systematic learning process.
Yeah, I
My
love
learning is haphazard. My learning is more to do with all kinds of experiences, the people I meet, the things I observe, the mind I let wander, and it comes back with all sorts of learnings for me. And this has taught me, this has given me something insightful, which I started working with your push with some of our clients initially as a pro bono thing. Then I realized, okay, I have that power, and then I started exploring it more. And fortunately, touch wood, it's working so far so good. And then when you decided to expand the scope and make it even more embracing, so then that clock started ticking. Okay, in my mind also, what next? What more can we do? And it's a beautiful thing that you have thought of, Mugdha. I mean, I really appreciate your creativity, and then putting system around it and getting that all the structure in place. That was my job. But anyway, we are going to have fun. There will be other people in the entire program, but primarily the work is done by us.
Yes.
And we are looking at creating or sharing those experiences, what we have had.
It's really us being raw and vulnerable and picking up one topic at a time, sharing our insights, sharing. So I'm driven by learning in terms of like what you're saying, right? I'll sign up for courses, I'll learn from really great mentors. Like the most recent, like it's been one of the most phenomenal courses I've ever done. It's this 12-week program by Laura and Bernard, Laura Matsui and Bernard Gunther, and they call it Embodied Soul Awakening. It's a group program. I don't think I've ever had a learning experience like that one ever. It's incredible, and I was one of the first Indian, like for them, they've been running this program for the last year, but I was the first person from India to sign up for it. And I'm so glad I did it because it went so deep. So I'm somebody like that, right? I'll sign up for really expensive courses, I'll buy books, I'll listen to podcasts, and
so being a founder of a growing startup, that allows you to do that, right?
Yes.
I'm only a consultant, right? Still.
Yes, you are still allowed to like subscribe to courses. Like the company will reimburse that, okay, if you want to learn. But the point being, like I learn like that. He learns through his experiences. He's had quite a few of his own adventures. We'll talk more about our lives without really making it uncomfortable for the people involved in our lives to the degree possible, because I think sharing that is important, right? My experiences of walking out of a marriage, of divorce, of my daughter is still in Toronto and I've not met her for the last 2.5 years. The impact on my life as a mother, I will be talking about that without really making it something that might embarrass my daughter in the future. So we are here to just be raw and vulnerable and share our experiences. And we do have a structure in mind on how we are going to flow with this, the topics that we're going to talk about. We'll talk of emotions, for example, things like shame and guilt. We'll talk of structures and habits and discipline and how that can propel growth. So we're going to talk about a lot of things. We might talk about the books that impacted us, the movies that changed our lives, because I know for
the music,
him, the music, maybe Avinash will...
I'm not able to sing.
No, your singing is absolutely lovely. It's the songs that you play and the Telugu movies that you watch. We will talk about all of that, but it's basically about how
I watch Kannada movies, Mugdha, just because you can speak Kannada.
Right, all right.
Just a sentence for your audience.
Oh my God, that one was done. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so you might not even get the context of the Kannada insert there, but anyway. It's just us being us. This is a glimpse of how we are when we are together. But together we've really created something amazing. iThrive wouldn't be the company that it is if Avinash had not come in, because I'm creative, yes. I am incredible as a healer, yes. But I really lack the ability to, structure my creativity and like make it flow in a way that it really can be scalable. And that's something, given his operations brain and his ability to scale systems, look at things that are broken and keep creating flow. He's been incredible at that, and that's why actually the team and the culture also does so well, because actually being able to sustain the culture that we have at iThrive anywhere else would be really impossible, because it's humans of every size and shape, literally, right? And they come with their own things, they have their own behaviors, they have their own traits, they have their own absolutely lovely things about themselves, and they have their own little quirks, and then still doing absolutely great work despite all of these differences. Everyone coming together and working towards one vision wouldn't have been possible if the right systems hadn't been in place, right? So that's something that he's done, and I don't know
that I have done over a period of time. Like,
yeah, but even bringing that into a place, you've done that with mostly public sector companies and oil and gas companies, right? So this is different. Like putting structure in a place like this is a challenge for any operations person.
Most of us are like, most of the people here are all creative, just like you, because they followed you and you recruited them.
So it's a lovely bunch of people, but what we've done together is pretty amazing, and together our energy is actually helping it make it bigger and bigger, and we just want to share that with you guys. It's and this thing that we've now put together, right, what we call as the Embracing the Human Experience. It's a 12-week program that we've kind of just finished putting together, creating a book around it. Oh my God, it's got so many nuances. I can't even tell you guys how wonderful that it's literally like a baby we've created, and it's got the best of both of us. But it's amazing, right? So that's something that we'll talk about more.
Yes.
But a lot of our conversations on this podcast are going to be excerpts of that program. That's all I think. So that's what I wanted to get off started with today. Just introduction to who we are,
and what we are planning to do.
What we are planning to do. So if you have any specific questions that you want to direct to us, please email us. You could just email to ceo@ithrivin.com, and we promise to answer your questions. Okay, so we really want to reach out. See, the thing is, this way, through this medium, we can reach out to any number of people across the world, and we just want to be able to do that. So that's it from me. Anything you want to add on, Avinash?
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a lovely journey, because my entire learning has been an experiential kind of thing. My experience is starting with you and the people I worked with, and when I interact with the people through this medium and through our program itself, that is going to open up a new chapter altogether. So I'm looking forward to that journey, because it will be a learning experience for me, as well as I will be sharing my own life journey and whatever I have learned out of it. It's going to be phenomenal, because I am not a very public kind of person where I can just do talk shows or host event of that nature. I like to connect one-on-one with most of the people, and this allows me to do that. This gives me that opportunity. So look forward to all of you joining, and do like, share, subscribe, comment.
Yes, please do that, and we'll keep you part of all the experiments that we do also. Like currently both of us are doing this really mad detox program.
Yes.
Which we forgot to have our dandelion tea, which was supposed to happen at 3 p.m.
3
because
o'clock.
he will not drink it before 3 p.m. because it's in his head to drink that tea at 3 p.m. And when I
And
asked
4
him
o'clock coconut water. So
yeah,
you don't
so
wanna miss out on
we will do that, but we will keep you. See, we want you to experience life the way it was designed for you.
Yes.
But we also will show you what our life experiences are like, so you have a guiding light of sorts. Two people, like he went through therapy for his depression, I was on actual antidepressants, and if two such people, like independent of each other, we went through our own trauma, we went through our own mental health issues, and then we came out of that, and now we are creating something so beautiful on this planet. We just want that to be a story for you, and that's about it.